All right. Yay, we're live. I think we did
Cool. Yeah.
it. Cool. All right. So glad to have you here, Gulce. I did a little introduction earlier, talking about our partnerships. We're super excited to have you as one of our partners. You've been a partner for a long time, but we're doing new things with our partnership this year. So yeah, it's very exciting. We're glad to have you on board. You've been a part of the group for a really long time, and we've seen your progression. It's been amazing. So I'd like for you to tell us a little bit about your story, who you are, where you came from, what are you doing here, and yeah.
Yeah. Sure. It will definitely be my pleasure. And yeah, I just now thought about it, and I think I was part of the IWNG already from way over 2 years ago. I think
Yeah.
just wow. So time definitely flies when you're having fun. So
Mhm.
I'm Gulce, and I'm so happy to be here today speaking with you, Christina, and everybody who's tuning in either live or on the replay. I'm the founder of Architect Accelerate and Jumpstart YouTube. Basically, with Jumpstart YouTube, what I do is I help coaches and online course creators and entrepreneurs who want to build their own personal brand to really attract their tribe, their community, their clients to them instead of actually going and chasing after clients. And a big part of what I do is really focusing on building that community, building that audience to really establish that know, like, and trust factor, which ultimately is, a big thing that we're after as business owner, as personal brands. So this is what I do. And I've been on YouTube myself now almost it's like getting really close to 2 years. The days are flying by quite quickly. So I've been on the platform for 2 years, and I became an official YouTube partner at the end of last year. So that was toward the end of October 2020, which means now that I can officially, I guess, call myself a YouTuber because I'm also earning income from YouTube now. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Awesome.
Yeah, very wonderful. And yeah, Christina, you've definitely been part of that journey for a really long time now as well.
Yeah, I remember when
Yeah.
you did the video for us. The you were interviewing us basically, and that was a really nice experience. You did such a great job with that, and it was fun. And I was very nervous about that at first, but you made it really fun and enjoyable. So yeah, we were really excited to do that, and yeah, see where you take things with YouTube. And obviously, you've taken it quite far.
Yeah, no, it was really wonderful speaking with you and Sterling, and it was just wonderful experience for me because at that time I was just sort of dipping my toes in a more serious way, learning about how to do interviews, how to do better editing, and it's really funny now looking back to those older videos. They're wonderful, and since then though there has been such a really like steep learning curve that I had to overcome to really get to the position where I am now, where I'm heading really close to almost 200K views, getting subscribers every day, getting a lot of really nice messages from what I call my Make It fam over at Making It in Holland, asking a lot of questions and sending a lot of great wishes over like email, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's just been so positively overwhelming, and I'm so grateful that I actually started out on this journey for sure.
Yeah, that's great. It's awesome. Yeah, I see lots of engagement on your YouTube channel, and really, I don't see that all that often. So much engagement where people are really like interested in having a conversation. So that's really nice to see too. Is really getting that communication, different perspectives, and I normally think of seeing that on like Facebook or somewhere else, but you can do it on YouTube also, apparently. So it's really
Yeah, no, YouTube is great. I mean, obviously, I am a little bit now biased because I've been on the platform for a while and I am actually teaching other people to really leverage it for their own personal business as well. But I have to really mention here that before, really getting into YouTube, I invested a lot of time, effort, and actually money into Instagram for my other startup, Architect Accelerate, I have almost 10K followers. And gosh, it's been such a journey really building that community for over 3 years now. And then just seeing all of the changes to the algorithm and getting new features pushed out really dropped my engagement, and it really felt like almost overnight that no one was really hearing me and I couldn't really reach the audience that I had. And at that point, I really realized it's not about these kind of vanity metrics or numbers. It's really about establishing that connection with people who really want to learn from you and be part of your group. And that's what I'm actually seeing with YouTube. Actually, it's a really great way to build that know, like, and trust factor. And a big part of like the way I feel like communicate is through video. If you're watching this live or on the replay, let us know down in the comments, because chances are you enjoy watching video. You enjoy seeing this kind of human interaction. So with that comes this like easiness of building that connection and really growing an audience, and people can really engage at quite a big extent over at YouTube. And then a big thing that I do is also just to really help get that attention that you're building on YouTube, because obviously you don't own Instagram, nor do you own YouTube, but use that to build your email list so that if tomorrow something happens to any of these platforms, you at least have your email list of people who really want to hear from you. So you can still send them videos, you can still send them blogs, you can still send them voice memos, you can invite them to meet you somewhere else. So this is why I'm so passionate about YouTube. It really helps you be visible, helps you attract and build your audience, build your email list, but also it's a search engine, which is basically like a no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a really good point too, because who knows how long these platforms will be around or how long people will want to be a part of those platforms. So that's a good point to be able to have other ways to build your email list so you can stay in touch with the people that really want to be in touch with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
We do have a comment. Let's see if I can pull it up. Irina, she says she does enjoy watching video. Now, honestly, she's more into listening while working. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, no,
start seeing too.
I hear you. I totally hear you. Hi, Irina, by the way. Yeah, one thing that's really becoming very, very big these days is also audio. Obviously, there are a lot of podcasts, audiobooks. We're probably now already in one way or another inside Clubhouse as well, which is kind of becoming very, very popular these days. But I think a big part of why I really love video, again, super biased, is once you have that video and audio combination, you can actually separate them and take them any direction you want. So you can extract the audio, have a podcast like Irina is doing. You can just listen to the audio. You don't have to watch it. So it really just gives you that flexibility. And I think someone that did this really, really well, I mean, he's one of the people that is doing this pretty well. And he recently moved over to Spotify, but maybe we're all familiar with the Joe Rogan podcast, how big it became and how it took off. And it was basically essentially like a video podcast where people could tune into it on YouTube. They can watch people speak, but then you can also tune into another platform and just listen to the audio. So I think that really just goes to show the way we're communicating is maybe becoming a little bit less about writing, but it's becoming a lot more about audio, a lot about video. Or maybe it was always like that, and now with the current circumstances, we're just even more drawn to communicate that way. Yeah,
I agree. I think right now a lot of people are more drawn to listening and watching rather than reading, because I think we're just doing so much anyway online that it's easier just to kind of see something or hear something rather than actually sit down, really take some time to read. But
yeah,
Yes.
Definitely. I mean, on one hand, it's a bit of a shame, really, but on the other hand, I mean, it is what it is because if this is the way that many of us are consuming information, which means this is the way we need to utilize for ourselves to be visible. Otherwise, it's a bit like insisting on publishing a physical newspaper when you know that a lot of people are out there on the digital. So
Yep.
it's a little bit unfortunate. I do sometimes get a little bit nostalgic about the old times as well. But on the flip side of the coin, I'm just really grateful that we live in this era that this kind of stuff is possible and anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Anyone with an internet connection with a decent device can do it. So that's really fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cool. Thank you for giving us a really good overview of YouTube and how it can help your business. And before we get into what you're offering, because you have some really good services and offers coming up, but before we get into that, I would like to hear, or I'd like for you to tell us a little about your expat journey, your journey here as an expat, and starting your business. And you don't have to go into tons of detail, but a little, just a little bit about.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. I feel like I have been a forever expat here in the Netherlands. Anybody watching, let me know if this is relatable to you as well. And by that, I mean I moved here already with my parents, collectively as expats because of my dad's job. He worked at an international company. So this was already back in 2000 freaking four. Wow, that's like a whole like lifetime ago now. And I moved with my parents back then. I was about 11 or 12 years old. So, just to give you context, straight from Izmir, Turkey, which is where I'm originally from. And I started sort of going to school here. Well, not sort of. I basically got plunked into a completely different environment, completely strange school in a system I was completely unfamiliar with. So I started attending school. It was an international school. I had international friends. So I was very much living in this expat bubble, so to say. So I was living in the Netherlands. We had a house in The Hague. And it was kind of living in a bubble. And then my experience sort of started to diversify because I went to the UK to study, and then I came back here for another part of my studies, and then I was in Italy for a while. So I definitely traveled around as much as I can because I do enjoy, experiencing different cultures and sort of being somewhere else. And then once I actually, let's say, settled down here in Rotterdam back in 2017 and started working in a very, very Dutch architecture office where I had previously interned, is when the reality like sort of set on me that, wow, interning here as a student and being part of this international bubble versus working here and pretending or trying to be a proper Dutch employee are two different things. And that's when I actually started to experience a major, major culture shock, if I may say so, because this was also right after I had moved back from Italy. So yeah, Dutch, Italians, two different species almost. And so that's when my, let's say, like grown up adult expat journey started. And then at some point in 2018, I was so glad to have come across this group because I really wanted to be able to connect with other internationals again, other like-minded women that are sort of going through a similar journey as me, or they have been through a similar journey as me. So in that sense, IWNG has been so, so amazing to come across. And then basically fast forward 3 years and changing 3 jobs later. Yes, I'm one of those people who is too much for my own sake. I cannot keep a steady job. So 3 years, 3 jobs later, and during those 3 years of, hopping in between jobs, also developing my own business and sort of really thinking about what is it that I want to do with my life, I became a full-time business owner. It's been exactly a little over 1 year now. And I feel like during that period, IWNG, you, Christina Sterling, you two ladies have been part of this basically almost from day one, essentially. So that's a little bit about me in a very like sped up timeline.
Condensed timeline. Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, it's interesting. It stood out to me that you were talking about the jobs, the 3 jobs that you had, but I think that shows your drive to be your own boss. It just the fact that that's what it was meant to be, because a lot of people stay in jobs that they don't enjoy, that make them miserable, just to have, a job or to say that they're successful. And so I think it's very commendable that you tried different things and kept going until you got to where you were your own boss and you can do what you want, So I think that's really, really great.
Yeah, I think
And I
looking
think a lot
back, definitely like hindsight is 2020. I mean, not referring to last year. Last year was a whole lot of BS, but I mean, when I really look back at, switching jobs and really beating myself up for not being good enough to be able to stay in a job and sort of feel like I'm not a worthy enough architect, I'm not a good designer, I'm not Dutch enough, and that the language somehow always holds me back, even though I do speak fluent Dutch, for example, because I lived here since forever. But all of these elements have really just been keeping me stuck to a point where I thought switching from one office to another would improve it. But essentially, it was just helping me find my way into being my own boss. So, like I said, looking back, hindsight, always 2020.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs do that. I've been through many jobs and many different business concepts and ideas and stuff. So that's what's great about entrepreneurship, is you have the freedom to try different things and figure out what fits for you. So yeah, nice. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for telling us about your experiences and your journey here. It's really great that I and IWNG can be a part of it. It's been very, very cool watching, because we get to see you on video. We get to see it all live, the progression. So it's really
I'm there.
awesome. We love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on now with YouTube Jumpstart? What are you doing, and what do you have to offer IWNG members?
Yeah, no, this is great. I'm so super passionate, if you can't tell already. I mean, not only do I really want to push my own channel to as close to a million mark as possible, I'm also super, super passionate about helping others to really build this level of like personal brand and really just build that audience for themselves. So that's how Jumpstart YouTube was born. And at the moment, I actually just wrapped up and today officially started with the first week of Jumpstart YouTube Academy, which is my signature program. And I'm so excited to have amazing powerhouse entrepreneurs enrolled into that. So that's kicking off today, and it's going to be back again, available sometime in the springtime. So if any of you have been on the fence about joining in, or if you're curious about what is this whole thing all about, definitely get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to share more information with you. But for those of you who don't want to take that full, let's say, leap of faith and really see if YouTube is the platform where you want to go all in or not, I do have something very special that's coming up already this week, which is a starter pack for any one of you who has been on the fence about getting started on YouTube. And this is in the honor of YouTube's 16th birthday, which happens to be also Valentine's Day. So
Yeah.
on the weekend, YouTube will be turning 16 years old. So this is just to show you that it's still a teenager. It's still a relatively new platform. It's not really late to get on there. I mean, I started YouTube when it was seemingly super, super difficult to grow an audience about 2 years ago. And essentially every year, everybody tells you the same thing. Like, it's too late. It's too late. No, it's never too late. So as a way to honor the birthday, I have an amazing bundle that I'm offering all of the IWNG members who want to get started on YouTube, that has 5 of my most amazing tools that are really going to help you get there. And as members, you also get a discount. So I'm very, very happy to be able to offer that to you. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's one of the perks of being an IWNG member, you get some great discounts from our partners, and it's really great to be able to support our partners who are also women in business. So yeah, it's a good deal, win-win situation. So yeah, that's great. So that sounds like an amazing bundle. I looked at it. I saw you were talking about it in your social media, and it looks really great. I also am super excited about your academy. That sounds amazing, and I probably will end up being one of your students eventually when I get my head straight on the other platforms. And yeah, I think I really do want to get onto YouTube also, because like you were saying too, you can do the audio and everything as well. Because I think we want to get some, podcast, audio, video, all that stuff going as well. So very awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube would, I think, be a great platform for you and IWNG as well to really just use that as a tool to further the awareness, but also share like the more exclusive content if you want. I mean, you can really take it to all sorts of levels. And the way I like to see it is, for example, this morning I was spending some time making a nice graphic that I shared and writing some text. And it took me, let's be honest, it took me about half an hour. And that's how long it takes me to create a nice, compelling video, which then I can take and, make micro content around. I can do like a motivational quote image. I can take like a 10-second audio clip from it. I can take a 15-second audio and video clip from it. So when it comes to creating content and really distributing content, I really believe in this documenting and not creating. And I think that's what video really helps me personally do. I just document.
Okay.
I have an idea of what I'm relatively going to talk about, a few bullet points, nothing too extreme, set the camera, record myself. There you go. That's the same 30 minutes spent and a higher return on investment versus sitting trying to write that one blog post and make that graphic. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, spent half an hour creating, which you can see the graphic on my profile. So there you go.
Yeah.
It's just all about like, just seeing what fits you as well. I mean, video is not for everybody ultimately, but if you do any kind of video, I mean, Instagram stories also count. If you do any kind of video, you should really consider just being on a search engine and have your stuff be searchable and evergreen. And, just it's all about that long-term impact and really building that audience, in my opinion. So I'm so excited to share it with you. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. It takes me, I probably much longer than 30 minutes to do just a graphic, but I've started to feel more comfortable doing video now. So it's easier just to say the stuff I want to say, because I can write something out, and I'm a decent writer, but it just takes me so long because, that perfectionist in me wants to get every single word right. It's got to, so I think for me, it just all comes out so much more naturally and easily if I can just, make a quick video these days. So
yeah. I can totally relate to that. And also with that, I mean, if you really love writing, you can always then just take the transcript of your video and voila, there's your writing. You can tweak it a bit. You have a blog post. Well done. And you just literally spend no extra time creating it. And when I discovered that, yeah, there are tools out there that are available for me to get my video and actually like get the text out of it, I was like mind blown. I'm never going back. Yeah. Sincerely, like it's just such a way. It's like a wonderful way to save time and have this almost like omnipresence on multiple platforms all at once, just because you just made that one video that one time. I mean, there are several people I look up to, and I see they have actually quite a large following on YouTube, like Brandon Bouchard, Marie Forleo, to just name literally the two that popped into my head. And the way they work is basically, I mean, obviously they have a whole team now that does this, but just to go to show you, even with one or two people, this is doable. They have a video they shot like 10 years ago, but it's still on a relevant topic. And then they repurpose that into a blog, into an image, into like a short clip, and they re-upload it, and voila. Next thing you know, there is just plenty of content to go around. So it's just efficient. and it saves time because let's face it, for a lot of us who are business owners and entrepreneurs, we only have so many hours in the day, and it's not just about content creation. You also have to get to do the thing that you want to do.
Exactly.
So there you go.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that, Gulce. And so today has been quite a day. We had to figure out how to get on, or I had to figure out how to get us on live. And I had a nice, pretty, post for it that had a nice description with your information, but that's gone now. So we don't have the description up, but I will put
Sad.
it up. Yeah, I know. But by the end of the day, we'll have the link that our members can use to get their discount. And we'll also have a link for non-members that can go to your normal sales page and check out the deal that you're offering. I mean, either way, it's a really great deal. So
Yes.
we'll put up
This is going to be good. I'm so excited for this. And I was on the fence, like, should I do it? Should I not do it? But then I was thinking, you know what? It's Valentine's Day, but it's also YouTube's birthday. So for those of us who don't care about Valentine's Day, raise your hand. Let's just celebrate YouTube's birthday and give ourselves a gift instead. So the bundle is value packed. You will get all the details from Christina later on. For non-members, it's $99 all included. And if you're a member of IWMG, you get $10 off. So you get that full bundle for only $89. And in it, you have my best checklist, swipe files. There's a mini training. It's definitely value packed and so much more than what it actually costs. And for any of you who have attended any of my free workshops or any of my paid workshops before, I hope that you sincerely know I freaking over deliver because I'm obsessed with YouTube. So if you join in, you can always drop me any questions, first of all, anytime you want, but you're going to love it.
Yes.
Love it, guaranteed.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a great package. It's a great price. It's a very awesome deal. So, and then they get to meet you and get all of your knowledge. And I love working with Gulce. I've seen your content, and I think you're just really fun to work with. So I'm excited, and I hope our members sign up and get to meet you and learn some really great skills that can help move their business forward.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this chat today.
Yes, thank you for coming, and we'll keep in touch. And yeah, I'll get that information up soon for everybody so that they can check out your what you're offering now, and also your YouTube channel and all of that.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Christina, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.